Well, it's my great pleasure today to introduce our featured story of the week, coming from New York City. William and Amanda joined our team a little over 2 years ago. They have a unique background of joining from the correction industry in law enforcement, and William was a seasoned real estate investor well before he joined our team. He had bought 8 properties in 3 different states when he came on down to our organization. They've just been a rock of our New York community. We want to welcome William and Amanda to the call tonight. You guys want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you've been building and growing?
How you doing, Hugh? Can you hear me?
Yep, you're great.
Thank you. First, I want to thank you and also Bob Snyder for allowing us to speak on tonight's call. And I want to say hello to the Renatus Nation. How's everybody doing out there? Well, what I want to do is I want to start, telling everybody a little bit about our background. Like you said, our background is law enforcement. Amanda and I, we spent over 20 years in the Department of Corrections. She spent 25 years, and I spent 26. And we started our careers at a young age. She started at 19, and I started at 21. So we basically were raised in corrections, and also I tell everybody we spend more than half our lives in jail. And at 21, I didn't have a financial plan. I just went to work every day, and I went out there and did as much overtime as I could. But as I got older, what I realized was that once I retired, my pension would not increase, but it would decrease as I would get older. So what I had to do, I had to find some kind of plan that would be able to create passive income, so that I would be able to supplement my pension, not only mine, but hers also, so that we can continue to live the lifestyle that we had created through corrections. So what I did was I started reading a lot of investing books, a lot of books on business. And what I found through reading the real estate books were that more millionaires were made through real estate. So I decided that was the path that I was going to follow or to go into. And I went out and I started buying rentals. And I used a lot of bank financing. And I quickly realized that in order for me to continue on a path that I wanted to go on and achieve the things that I wanted to achieve, I had to find a creative way to do it, because I realized that the banks would stop lending me money. And I was very fortunate to come across a Craigslist ad in which Amanda and I attended a meeting. And I listened to the presentation, and I definitely heard and understood everything that you were saying, and I also saw the value that was being presented. So, like you said, 24 months ago, we became part of the community. And as I went through my education and started becoming knowledgeable in real estate, I saw the mistakes that I made and was able to correct those mistakes from the education that I had acquired from Renatus, which I realized that those mistakes are mistakes of the past, and I'll never be able or won't make those mistakes moving forward because I've become more knowledgeable in real estate. And also being able to be part of the New York community and to partner up with individuals and have group deals that we have done in this New York market, and utilizing retirement accounts have been very beneficial, and also exciting, the fact that as a group we can do more together than as an individual or lone wolf, in which I was prior to joining the community. Amanda and I, we also work on the sales and marketing side. And what was good for us is that we didn't have to create anything. Systems were already implemented and in place, so we just followed the systems, utilized the tools, and made it a habit of attending all the trainings. So through what was already implemented by Renatus, we were able to help individuals all across the country change their financial situation, and at the same token, do something as far as helping the community grow. And the last 24 months has been very exciting, but the exciting to me, or I should say a blessing to me, is to see the shift in mindset within my family. Prior to being part of Renatus, myself, I would never sit down with our daughters and talk about anything on a financial level. And since we became part of the community, we now discuss financial things. We talk about entrepreneurship. We talk about starting retirement accounts and going out and purchasing houses and condos. And to see the change in Amanda from the beginning where she would tell everybody that she's just my support system, and me watching her go through her training, attend webinars, attend workshops, and to be able to see her to go out and analyze deals. We collectively together, we go out and we look at different properties. We walk through the properties and we talk about the rehab within the property. So because of Renatus, I see the change in my whole family, and the value of what we're getting out of the Renatus opportunity is worth more than what we paid for our education. And what I can actually say is, because of Renatus, that my family, we don't have to depend on corporate America. And for myself, I say that I'm unemployable at this time because there's no employer that's going to be able to pay me what my time, energy, and effort is worth. So that's the big change that we've done in the last 24 months. And I want to thank you, Hugh, for putting a lot of time, energy, and effort in what you do for not only the New York community, but the community nationwide, because you give a lot of your time to us so that we can be successful and succeed in what we do. And I also want to thank Bob Snyder for having a vision of Renatus and going out there and putting together an all-star team of FAB members that has disseminated a message that have changed lives all across the country. And to the Renatus Nation, bigger and better things are coming from 2014 and on. So that's all I want to say, and everybody have a good evening.
Well, thank you very much, William. We appreciate that, and we appreciate your support and support of all the communities nationwide. And thank Amanda as well. In the future, I'm sure we'll get a chance to hear from her. And just one question for you guys. The difference between making, you had a $7,000 month of February working with us compared to working in the correction industry, which one was easier and safer?
Well, easier was working the 7,000 through Renatus, and absolutely safer. I've worked this business from my home, in which I don't have to worry and look over my shoulders and make sure that nobody's trying to stab me in the back.
And that's a literal stab, not a figurative. So awesome. Thank you, guys.